That song just represented Happy's last game.
If you are Happy, if you are the player at the bottom left of the map, starting for the Incredible Miracle team, this is...
Here I am, Happy.
If you are Happy, then you are right now in the mindset where you think, okay, it does not matter what happens on this game, I will win. Even if I have to fight with SCVs only, I will still be able to take the series. He must have such a confidence right now.
Yeah. His opponent up here at the top right, member of no team, currently former member of OGS, he is
Pin.
And I think that's like he was hoping for that end screen of the Japanese RPG that just says Finn. That's what he was hoping for at that game after he had the siege up around his opponent's ramp. The alternate ending, man, was that Happy actually just makes SCVs and moves out with good upgrades. Now Happy doing the same build, smartly making it on the watchtower, so he can see if any SCVs come before it even happens, and also it's going to be the last place his opponent expects to check for proxies. And I think we're going to see Happy execute the build that we never got to see last game. On the biggest map in the pool, in fact.
Yeah, exactly. Atlantis Space Bear right now the biggest map, and the SCV is not going to spot it. He's not checking at the Zelnaga watchtower. And Barracks is ready. The SCV moves on.
It's a 1-Rax expand. No, he's actually taking gas here. I thought it was going to be a 1-Rax expand where he punishes a command center first. But just going to be able to come up here and scout his opponent's barracks, or rather command center on the low ground.
Marine not able to deny the SCV. Sneaks in. Sees that there's no gas at this point. Already could look at the command center, so he knows fully well what's happening here.
Gas.
And, well, Finn is now looking for the barracks, and he's like, oops. Sees the gas as well. Checked already how much gas was mined, and knows that there's no chance there's going to be Marauder play. But the first Marine for Happy is now trying to take down this SCV, and he's able to do it.
The Marine blocked him. Oh man, this is...
The Marine was probably, the SCV was probably mean to the Marine before, and this was his way to get back at it.
I'm sure that's the case. Now the second Marine arrives. He's going to have to use 2 SCVs. Maybe even potentially lose another one. No, does push him back just barely. I wonder what the plan for Happy is. He hasn't made his factory yet. Will he make it? Will he actually make it with his barracks? No, he's not going to do that. He's actually floating his barracks back currently. And will drop the factory in his main. Ooh, he's making a 3rd command center. He's actually banking his gas up a little bit and will make a factory fairly soon here. There it is. I was getting a little bit worried.
Double expand and the factory for Finn at this point. We have the first expansion nearly done. The barracks is now just retreating into the main once more. While we have the second gas for Happy. This is one of the biggest maps in the pool. So you can start very, very kind of greedy. You can start with this tag, expand over and over again, and you will spot your opponent's movements early on if you have position on the map, if you scan ahead, which is exactly what we're going to see later on. So right now we have Finn with a little bit of a fast attack, but Happy is nearly done with this factory as well.
This is a really cool play by Happy. He's put pressure on his opponent with the proxy barracks, with the first Marine. Finn scouted a gas. He doesn't know what's next. He hasn't been able to scout a command center on the low ground. So Finn is now on the defensive a little bit here. Will probably not commit to a big attack. So he gets a 3rd command center for free. And even if Finn does commit, it's a great map to go for a 3rd command center because it's so big. So big. So this is a great build order for Happy. It's going to really pay off for him, I feel. He's taken a lead into this game. Already teched up as well. Basically, he cut every corner possible after scaring his opponent a little bit.
The SCV count is exactly the same. We have a few more Marines for Finn. That doesn't matter at this point. He has a bunker as well. Is playing this really safe. He realized already that Happy was in a pretty good position in the last game. So right now he just wants to make sure that this time he's safe. You have bunkers for both of them, obviously. Just a little bit of defense while they are attacking up right now. The first tanks are being built. Nice scan by Finn here. No, actually he doesn't see the... he only sees the tech lab. He doesn't actually see the tech structures to the left. Yeah, but he sees the tank. He just saw the tank moving out.
It's pretty useful for him to know. And he's going to be going for his own delayed Banshees. Do not think we'll see Cloak No. In fact, he has not been able to produce a Banshee. He doesn't have enough gas just yet.
This goes for one Viking.
Oh,
and Viking
he's
will
supply
already...
blocked.
Who is?
Happy.
Ah, Happy. Okay.
He started the Banshee. I was like, oh, I thought he had enough gas, but it turns out he doesn't. He didn't make it, but
There
it was
it
just
is.
supply blocked. Yeah, there it is. Well, these I'm having a little bit of.
I have still a problem coming to terms with what we've seen on the first map.
I couldn't even bring myself to say what it was. Like, thank you for saying that for me.
If I was Finn, I would be so devastated right now.
Everyone has these moments on the ladder where they're ahead in the game, they overextend, they lose. But in this game, it was like he didn't like overextend and lose all of his units or anything like that. It was really weird.
I mean, bad things happen, and this must be horrible for Finn. He knows exactly that he had this game. He had the game won, and for him, it's just such a bad position to be in. Even if he wins this, he will always kind of have in the back of his mind, in the back of his head, he will be like, okay, if I actually didn't drop the ball on the first one, I would have been able to take this best of 3. So he needs to just try to make it happen to get into a third game against Happy. Happy played so well the last game, and we'll see if this is going to work out.
Finn has a crazy air advantage here. He's actually he's just showing it off. Yeah, and he's going mech. He's double factoring back at home. He's trying to find his opponent's Banshees on the map. He's trying to...
By the way, the Banshee is now starting the harass, and the Vikings are completely out of position. Yep. He doesn't have a Viking at this point. Does he have any anti at all? He has 16 Marines, but where are they? Just
they're totally out of position. He was so confident because he checked so many locations with his Vikings. This has got to be so tilting for Finn. I mean, losing the first game after being leagues ahead, now having a delayed non-cloaked Banshee killing 12 SCVs, I would have been much happier to see him at least pull his SCVs, not lose 12 for free, 16 in total going down.
He killed 14 right now. The harvester count is at 32 to 55.
Not a comfortable position for Finn.
And we have the three orbitals.
Happy is still continuing with this Marine tank composition. He has built a second factory now, or he is building it. His tank count right now is fairly even, so the tank count is not going to be the issue. It's going to be how the engagement's going to come down to the micro and the positioning. The air control still remains in Finn's favor. Oh man, he actually could break out here. He didn't realize the situation that was occurring. He's going to lose several SCVs and actually will probably not be able to hold this command center. Oh,
Finn is moving into the tank rage here.
Things for Finn are just, he is not on top of his game today. He's going to break out. No, some hesitation here. This is good for Finn.
Waits for the SCVs and is moving in right now with SCVs, tanks, Marines, and everything that he's got. And he takes down Finn's entire army here.
He says, air support, nothing, man. Get those Vikings out of here. Finn actually, with so many Vikings, but it's just not, it didn't matter yet.
And Happy's still in the lead thanks to his third command center. He's saturating 3 mineral lines right now, and he's ahead with 45 to 38 harvesters. And he is actually not making the mistakes that Finn made in the last game. He is producing SCVs, more and more of them. He wants to get this count where he is in a position that he can saturate all 3 bases, and this will put him so far ahead of Finn, who just now started his third command center. It will take ages until he can use the third mule. He won't be able to get the SCV count that he needs, and actually right now he's completely cutting SCV production because he knows that there is probably an attack by Happy on the way.
There is an attack indeed. If he catches these tanks, man, oh, I cannot believe. Happy was like, there's no way these tanks don't have tanks behind them supporting him. He's like, that would be so silly if he thinks he can move out with that few tanks. And it was, man, and Happy was so scared there was siege tank support, he did not continue to engage. Now he's got to be careful, though, because Finn has a lot of well-positioned tanks on the high ground, and he still has that crazy air advantage. It's going to be impossible for Happy to push further with this. But he's going to be happy with the soft contain he has, since he knows he has a third command center up earlier. The Viking squad is continuing to move around the map for Finn. He's trying to catch drops, trying to catch his opponent's air units. Any of them he can find, he wants to grab them. The supply of 140 to 107.
With the 3 factories that Finn has, he's producing 3 tanks at a time. We have +2/+2 for Happy on the way, while Finn just started his +1 attack upgrade. So Happy has all the advantage in the game. and is just now deciding if he really wants to move into this siege position.
This is a really bad position for Happy. This is great for Finn, getting some free siege tanks. We'll get 2 by the looks of things. Nope, just the 1. Narrowing the supply gap a little bit. Happy does not need to be this aggressive. As long as he can deny his opponent's 3rd base, he doesn't have to do anything else.
Deny the 3rd, get a 4th, get all the upgrades. He's already had an upgrades. Just make sure that he has this, the tank upgrades as well.
The air superiority problem, though, is one that will persist. Finn is actually continuing to produce Vikings. It's going to be 8-0 in just a few seconds here. So even with the upgrades, the Viking control with Finn going mech is so important because Happy is going to rely a little bit on these siege tanks. This is a great position for Finn. Finn, I have to say, I am impressed with his defensive positions here. He's actually unbreakable at every turn.
Yeah, Happy a little bit too late with his attack at the 3rd. So right now he scans ahead and he sees what's coming, but this is definitely a problem that he could have avoided. We have the 4th base now being built for Happy, who still wants to stay ahead of Finn, and he's moving
He's going for it.
He stims, and he's just going for the attack, and he takes every single tank apart.
This is so smart by him. He actually scanned and saw that he could break it, in fact. Most Terrans would be too scared to engage. GG. Happy takes the series 2-0. Finn with some great defense, but it was not enough. In the first game, he did not build SVs, did not run with his advantage. The second game, Happy just outclassed him in every way.
Yep. Happy, the better player today, takes the game with 2-0, and Finn is definitely not happy.
That's an understatement, man.
That was not intended.
Well, I didn't even realize. After you said it was not intended, I was like, well, I mean, what do you mean? And then I was like, oh, ha. Nah, it was so natural, though, the way you said it. I really had no idea. It wasn't intended, guys. He's not lying.
But, well, either way, it's true.
I don't know if that was Juno just waved at me or if he was waving at someone else. You ever had that feeling where someone waves and you're like, is he waving at me? And you wave back and you feel so awkward?
You look behind you and there's this other person and you're like, oh my god.
Well, in this case, I look back and I'm like, I'm not sure if you waved at them either. I just don't know, man. He actually like waved at the ceiling. He's just trying to trick me. I don't know. But that series was crazy. There was no way Happy should have won the first game.
Yep.
In the second game, he was just outplayed. 4GG was spread a little too thin with his siege tank defense, but almost no one would have attacked into that. But he scanned and he was like, I have this. I have the better upgrades. I have 2-2 finishing. Going for it. Great decision making by Happy. Worked out, game ended. He was ahead. Most people would not have attacked. They would have used the Artosis rule in this situation, but he said no. Taking this game. Took it.
Yep, he scanned ahead. He saw that he could break it, and as soon as the 3rd base was gone, he didn't even attack the siege tanks that were moving down the ramp and desperately trying to save the command center. He just targeted down the orbital that was in position, and as soon as the orbital went down, Finn knew that there was no way to come back. Happy already took his 4th. He had the lead with 2-2 on his Marines, so this game was over, and Finn knew it. GG'd out of the match, and therefore the 2-0 for Happy.
Yeah. In general, I think the play from 4GG, from Finn, was actually top-notch. He just... The first game, it was his mentality was not in the right place, and the second game...
I have no idea what happened in the first game. Something like this should not happen, and he knows it too, so he just kind of fell apart. He probably was not... I have no idea. I actually hope that there's going to be an interview with him. They always do some interviews with the winners of the series, which you might have seen was translated to Team Liquid as well. I really hope that someone is talking to Finn. Something definitely went very, very wrong in this game. I think that he worked on some kind of assumptions.
I hope nobody talks to him about this, man. I hope nobody...
Yeah, okay.
I hope he never has to think about this again. He probably thinks the same. He's going to be like, you know, what do you think? And the person who asked the question will be like, but and he'll be like, that's how I feel too, and then he'll walk away. We're going to take a look at our results here. You can see Keen taking out MMA and somewhat of an upset there. Creator 2-0ing Maru, and something that was a little bit surprising as well. And then last but not least, we had Ganji 2-0 MC. MC with some shaky play today, and finally Happy, well... If you didn't watch the game, I don't know what you were doing for the past few minutes, but watch the VODs. If you're like tuning in really late, I don't know where you've been either, but...
If you're a Finn fan, don't do it.
Don't watch them. Tell your Finn fans to stay away.
This is definitely not the level of play that he has shown in the past.
Absolutely not. Not in Brood War, not in StarCraft II. It's kind of indicative of his play in some ways in that, like, he's known for his timing attacks, not known for his late game. His timing attack was great. but his next step was terrible. You know what I mean? Here are our next matches. I will not be here for these. I'm leaving tomorrow morning for MLG. But they will be Gumiho, July, Bomber, Sniper, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Marine King, Ghost King, and STC.
Will be great matches, and I'm really looking forward to it. At this point, I don't even know who I'm casting with.
I do not know either, man. It's a mystery. Look forward to the answer tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah, going to be really interesting matches. I'm looking especially forward to the first one. Gumiho against July is going to be great. And, well, tomorrow we'll start at 6 p.m. Korean time once again. So
make sure you guys tune into the GSL finals on Saturday. They're going to be starting 1 hour early. They're going to be in Axe, Korea, which I don't remember what station it is at Gwangnaru. So if you go on the line 5 on the subway, the purple line, take it down there. It's towards the end.
There is a fan gathering for all the foreigners that will be in Korea at this time. It's currently being organized on a Team Liquid by Seeker. So they just talk about when to meet, where to meet, and who exactly will be there. So if you actually want to be part of it, then go to Team Liquid and search for GSL finals, or just search for Seeker's.
Is Seeker actually going to be there?
Yeah, he's going to be there.
Oh, I'm kind of sad I don't get to meet him, and he does a lot of cool live report stuff.
So definitely, if you are in Korea at this point and you want to meet up with some StarCraft fans, check that out. There is a fan meeting. It's currently being organized on TeamLiquid.net.
They're also organizing, trying to get as many headsets as possible for you guys to be able to listen to the English cast at the finals. So I don't know exactly how many are going to be available, so the earlier you come, the better if you do want to listen to the English cast. So keep that in mind. Anyway, I am Wolf. With me is Caldor. It was a great job we did today. I really enjoyed casting you as usual. I'm going to miss you while I'm gone, but I won't be gone for too long.
I'm busy anyways. I have to plan a trip to Incheon now.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next time. Do you have any closing thoughts?
No.
All right. Just wanted to ask, man. I don't know.
Not today.
Not today, man. My brain has turned to mush, but see you guys next time at the GSL. I'm Wolf. With me is Caldor. Bye. Bye.